Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel PantherSchools. My name is Amit Singh, and here we are back again with another episode of our Salesforce interview question and answer series. So, in this episode, we have interviewed a fresher. By keeping in mind that what are all the concepts that a fresher should be knowing, you will see those kind of question over here in this podcast, and we are trying to cover all kind of concept in this podcast so that whenever you're trying to go for any interview as a fresher, you can easily able to crack those interview for any company. So before you go ahead, very important thing for you is that we have completed our WhatsApp plus Salesforce integration series. Do check out the first pinned comment for this video. And also very important thing is that my static says that more than 80% of the people who are watching the videos have not subscribed the YouTube channel. It's not going to take anything from you, so please give it a like. Also do subscribe, press that bell icon so that you don't miss any update from us. So now let's go ahead and enjoy the podcast together.
Okay, so Ajay, that's a great overview. So, yes, so can you just highlight your project on which you have worked during your college time?
Yeah, just I made my major project as I am in fourth sem, so I have to submit that. So I made for Acropolis, they having issues like proper not notification for a student, as a student also not get proper time notification time when the fees submitted or not, and so actual process will follows by the college, and to manage lot of there are a lot of students in college, so the managing the fees stuff, every month they got delay in calculation and the late fees and everything, so I try to make some uh, some proper so that they are very easy to manage everything.
Mm-hmm.
And means I prepared everything for them. Don't have to do anything like a lot of time they waste, means when a student get enrolled in the college, mostly 3 to 4 months they took time for filling all details, so many times, because for first choosing college, so they have to fill all the details, and after some time they again full detail of students, so once time they have to fill all the detail. After that they don't have to spend time, means student all complete their detail, and they just import everything whenever any management required the detail of student. And in time to time, in every means when a student pay a fees, they send a notification that you are paid the fees, and if there is some late fees you not paid, they also send a mail to a student. So it just managing the student data like this I made it.
Okay, all right. So, means at what time you came to know about Salesforce?
As means about into the in September or October 2019, sir. Mostly 6 months, more than 6 months going to be come.
Okay, so what I understand, you also do Trailhead, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So how many badges do you have in Trailhead?
So I think 126 badges I have completed, sir.
Okay, so that's a good count. All right. So,
Actually, that I don't know anything about Salesforce before 6 months. My HOD ma'am has explained me that this is a new, because no one tried to go in this field, Salesforce. In our college, like AWS is also, you have options to go in AWS, Salesforce. So mostly people go in this. My HOD ma'am said me, if you like to go move in this, because my friend is also working in Salesforce and CR, means it's very boom. So I tried and move in this. So with me 14 15 students, we also move in this Salesforce, and now we build a very good ecosystem in our college.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. So, Ajay, what's the basic difference between the Salesforce and the Force.com?
Salesforce actually, Salesforce.com is provide a platform. It is a platform independent, and this this platform when combined with Salesforce, so become a Salesforce, complete Salesforce.
Okay. So, Ajay, how many types of relationship do we have in Salesforce?
Basically, we have two types of relationship in Salesforce. One is lookup, and another is master relationship.
Okay, so what's the difference between these two?
Um, in the lookup is loosely coupled, as if we delete the parent object, so the child data is also deleted.
Okay.
And in master it is a tightly coupled. So if parent is deleted, the child data is not able to delete.
If parent is deleted, then child will not be deleted in master detail.
No, sir. In lookup is loosely. So if we delete any parent object,
Uh-huh.
child data will remain as it is. Mm,
Right.
Means it is not delete. We are not able to delete child one. In master is tightly coupled. So if we deleted the parent object, so the child object automatically deleted. These
Right.
are
Now you
the
correct.
means.
Yeah. So, what do we call this type of deletion in master detail? Like
Deletion.
I'm deleting the
Sorry,
parent record and it will delete the child one as well. So what do we call it? What's the term?
no, sir. I don't idea about this.
Okay, so it's the cascading delete. So if we are deleting the parent record, then your child record will also be deleted. This is the cascading delete. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
so
Thank
yeah,
you,
so
sir, for add on.
so that's the main difference. Like if you loosely coupled and tightly coupled, loosely coupled means if you are deleting the parent object record, then the child will not be deleted. And in the master
Yes.
detail, yeah, that's the tightly coupled. So if you are deleting the parent record, then child will also be deleted. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Uh, can you tell me what's the relationship between account and contact object?
Account and contact. Sir, it's one to many.
Mm, okay, so like what's the relationship? Like it's lookup or master detail?
It's lookup, sir.
It's lookup. So,
Yes, sir.
uh, so as per your definition, if I delete a account record, then contact will not be deleted or it will be deleted.
No, sir. Contact will not delete.
Okay. So here is what's the twist like on UI, it's like lookup only. Okay. So if you will see
Yeah.
that there is relationship of lookup between account and contact, but as
Yes, sir.
but on the back end at business logic, if you will be deleting any account record, the related contact record will also be deleted. So at the
Okay, sir.
back end, it will be working as a master detail only, but on UI, it will be at lookup relationship. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. So Ajay, can I convert the lookup relationship into master detail?
Any lookup, sir. Means before we cannot means directly converted. We can convert through means if we means we don't have created any inside that record in lookup, so we can convert it. If we have created that record, so it's before converting into master, we have to delete first, delete that one.
Can
Am
you
I right,
just
sir?
repeat yourself?
As we want to convert lookup into master,
Mhm.
it's basically not possible if we have created any records in lookup means record like in student object we have is lookup relationship. If we have created
Mhm.
some student data before we are
Mhm.
converting to the master, we have to delete that first all the records.
Okay. So what happens actually, you can convert a lookup relationship into a master detail, but only the lookup field in all the records must contain a value. Then only you can convert the lookup into master detail. Like whatever the
Or
lookup
we can
field
delete means we if we delete that record, that is not way to
that
convert.
yeah, it's the way, but the as a best practice, what we prefer that there must be a value in the lookup field, and then you can convert into master detail.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, Ajay,
Yes,
what
sure.
about vice versa? Like if I want to convert from master detail into lookup, then what's the procedure?
Sir, means in master, if we want to convert into lookup, so it is if there is any record, it is not able to change into lookup. In this, we don't require any record in master. Then only we are
Okay.
able to convert into lookup, sir.
Okay. So here's the thing, like we can convert a master detail into lookup, but there must not be any rule of summary on master detail because in lookup relationship we don't have roll up,
Yes, sir.
right? So before
Okay, sir.
converting the master detail into lookup, you must consider like there should not be any roll up value on the master detail.
Roll ups.
Okay, roll up
Yes.
summary. But that's the also difference between these two. Like in the master detail object, you can have the roll of summary field, and in lookup you cannot have. Okay, and
Yes.
it is on the parent object.
Yes, sir.
That's okay. All right. So, what's the best practice to write an Apex trigger?
Actually, sir, I don't go in went into the developer coding.
Okay, no problem. So, do you have any idea like what is Apex trigger?
Apex trigger is means trigger is to means if anything is not possible through this admin part, we can use the triggers to manage. Like what I, if we want to create a means in relationship, if we want to jump before more than 5 level, so we can use trigger to jump to the upper higher layer.
So, trigger is basically just a code that is executed before or after event. Like if you are saving the record, so before or there are two events in trigger. That's the before and after. So it's
Yes,
just
sir.
the code that is executed before or after the record is created or updated. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you know about what's the difference between this before and after?
I don't know, but I can try as the name suggesting before. Whenever whenever any record is not created, we can use that trigger before.
Uh, no, so it is possible like record is created if you are updating also. So it's just mainly the difference is that before trigger will be fired on before the record is updated. Okay, and after trigger will
Yes,
be
sir.
fired after the record is updated. Okay,
Okay, sir. After updating
so
to record.
just a basic example we can take like if I want to update a field on my object, So like once I click on save, so it should show me the value on that particular record. Like I am having account object and I am having a record. And once I click on save, the phone number field should be auto populated with some value. Okay. So
Yes.
we so you can have the before trigger here. And if I want like once I click on save, the related child contact record should also be created on that account. So like that's the after event. So once I will clicking on save button, when my account will be saved, one contact will be created, right?
Okay, sir.
So there we can use the after event.
Yes.
Okay. So Ajay, you know about test classes?
Test classes.
Mm-hmm.
Test classes. No, sir.
Okay, like whenever we write any Apex code, so to deploy the classes into a
We have to.
production,
Yeah.
we need to write some test class so that we can see our code is getting covered with the actual functionality or not. Okay, so what happens in test class?
Output like it is output medium.
Yeah, so it's just like a class only. So where you check your business logic, whatever you have written in your class, so it is working as per your expectation or not. So the
Okay, sir.
minimum code coverage percentage is 75% before you can move the code from one environment to another. Like if I want to move from sandbox to production, so my test class should cover the code coverage of 75%. Okay. So code coverage of
Okay, sir.
75% refers here like the number of lines of that Apex class. Okay. So it
Yes.
calculates based on the number of lines. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I have just means I went. I tried for developer parties also. I'm trying. When I created my second project on that interview process.
Mm-hmm.
So means when I showed someone, so they said me to if interview want to see the candidate. Means I've
Mm-hmm.
created one candidate, and candidate will give their job applications, and job application will review, and after that review, the interview going to take the interview. So they
Mm-hmm.
said me to in interview how you can bring that candidate. So for that, I just went into. Someone said me, you move into the developer part, then you are able to do that stuff also.
Yeah, so it's very necessary to know about like both admin and development because that is the need of the time as of now. So yeah, so the company looks for a candidate who can work in both the domains, like they can do admin part as well and the development as well. Okay.
Yes, that's why I means I move on now developing part because in admin means I am little bit sure that I can complete as what I can my expectation is.
Definitely. So if we talk about the best practices of Apex trigger that I asked, so you can have one trigger on one object. Okay. So we can
Yes.
have more than one trigger also on one object, but as a best practice, you can have one trigger per object. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And and also you should avoid the socle queries inside the for loop.
Okay, sir.
Like if I am writing a focal query, so I should not use it inside my for loop because what will happen, it will again and again query and your governor limit might exceed. Okay. And
Okay, sir.
also we should avoid the DML operations inside the for loop. So these are some of the best practices to write an Apex trigger. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And regarding the test classes, there are also best practices associated with it. So if I am writing a test class, so first of all, I should annotate that test class with @ is test. Okay. So
Okay,
that
sir.
I
At
can,
the rate.
okay, I can see that this is my test class that is going to cover some class. And also your test class, whatever code you write and DML operation you perform there with your test record. So you should always write inside the test.start test and test.stop test. Okay. So this
Okay,
is
sir.
the like uh, you should write like this, because we write test.start test and test.stop test so that we are providing the additional set of governor limits. Okay, so that our governor limit should not exceed. So we are just giving the additional set of governor limits. That's why we are using.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right. You have created any VF page yet?
No, sir. I didn't went into the developer part.
Okay, okay, okay. That means what are custom settings?
Custom settings, sir, which are available for a custom means any object we can customize their settings.
Mm, no. So what settings you can customize?
Like size of any uh, field means that we create in data type 16 to 18 custom.
No, so that is mainly the basic configuration what you do for your object. Okay. So custom settings are
Yes,
like that's a different thing in Salesforce. So it's like similar to your custom objects only, but it lets you
yes,
customize your data. So like in custom object, what happens like records based on them. In custom setting, you can utilize your custom data across your org. Okay, so you can like
yes,
it. So it's like you can reuse the static set of data here. So there are two types of custom settings like list and hierarchy. So you can read about
list.
it. Okay.
Sure, sir. I will do it.
Yes. So these are similar to custom objects only. But like what happens like when we write any Apex code, so what we do, we refer some custom object there and some field value. Okay. So what happens if at a later point of time I want to change something on that particular value, so I need to change my whole code again and I have to deploy, right? So so here is the advantage of custom setting. I don't need to change my whole code. I can like reuse my data and I can just go to my custom setting and write a value there and I can have that reflected in my Apex code.
We can use the code again. Reusability.
Yeah, so we don't need to like change our code again. Okay,
Okay,
and
sir.
and there is one more advantage that we don't need to write the SOCL query for it.
Okay, sir.
It also saves your governor limits.
Okay.
Okay, it's two types I told you about the list and hierarchy, but just based on the users
Yes,
or
sure.
based on your custom criteria that you can read. Okay,
Okay, sir.
right. Okay, so how many types of change sets do we have?
Change set.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. I don't know about change set.
Okay, change set is like for deploying your components for from one environment to another. Like in business, like when we work in the projects,
Deploy
so
or
we
in
do have
deployed.
no, so we do have two things like sandbox and the production environment. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so there are actually four types of sandbox. Okay, developer pro, partial, and a full copy sandbox. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
these are just differentiated based on their storage limit. And once we are deploying anything from one environment to another, we can deploy through change sets. So there are two types of chain set, that is inbound and outbound. So suppose I
Yes, sir.
want deploy from sandbox to production. So I will go to the outbound chain set because I am sending the component from my side. So it will be a outbound chain set, and I will add the components like if I have written any class or anything. If I want to move from one environment to another, I will just add those components in that chain set, and I will just upload the chain set, and then I will go to the production environment, and there I will select the inbound chain set because it is coming from outside to inside, right? So there will be option
Inbound.
in yeah. So if you will go to setup and you in the quick find box, if you will write inbound chain sets, so you will be able to find inbound and outbound chain set. So if you will write the inbound chain set in production, you will be able to see that particular chain set that you have deployed from sandbox, and then you can validate and deploy in the production.
Sure, sir. I will try this.
So it's for this you need the sandbox and the production org. So yeah, so you can go through about it. Okay.
Yes, sure, sir.
Okay. So how many types of reports do we have in Salesforce?
Report. Report. So I don't means proper. I don't know. One report is only one type only.
Uh, like when we create any report, there are four types of report. Okay, tabular report, summary report, metric report,
Metrics.
and
Yeah, yeah. I don't forget
and
about this.
yeah, and one more, that is the joint report.
Join. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell me what's the difference between report and dashboard?
The report. Before creating dashboard, we have to create a report.
Okay.
As without report, we cannot create any dashboard. And
Uh,
reports provide us to mm, mm, combine all the data in one single, and just manipulation of data in proper manage as what we required fields, so we can manage there and display.
okay. Yeah. So the dashboard, so report is this thing, and the dashboard is just like your, you can say the pictorial representation of your report or a graphical representation of your report, right?
Yes, sir.
So Ajay, on a, you cannot like uh, if I am having a user, okay,
Yes, sir.
and he is having one manager on the role hierarchy, okay, and that manager can access the record, that user's record,
Yes,
okay, because he is below in the hierarchy. Okay.
yes.
So that user doesn't want that his manager should access his records. So what should the system admin do, like in that case?
System admin can means assign the security
What security?
field levels, means if we want to hide some field from the manager, so we can use field level security. Permission
Uh,
sets are also there, so we
so we are not just hiding the field level security for all the object, but in that case, the manager should not access the records of the user who is below in the hierarchy. Have you heard about the OWD,
OWD. Yes, sir.
organization wide?
Organization wide default
So,
setting.
yeah, so it's basically you can restrict the access on your record. So if you will go to that OWD in the sharing settings, you can see there is one checkbox of grant access using hierarchy.
Yes,
So
yes,
if
I
you
heard. I
uncheck that, yeah, that is possible. So it's basically on the custom objects, not on the standard ones. Okay.
yes.
Yes. So, and what's the difference between profile and permissions?
Profile in profile, sir, we means we assign the permission for the user. Profiles we
Okay.
created like sales profile, manager for profiles. We can create profiles. We can assign the user which profile we can assign to that.
Okay. And permission set.
Permission set is to give some permission to access.
So basically, what happened? Profile is nothing looks just like the set of permission, like what user can do in your Salesforce for. Okay. So it is just a
Yes,
set of permission assigned. So it's based on your object or field permission you can provide to your users. It's based on your profile that what user can see in your Salesforce or like the permission set
yes.
is just like the extending
We
the
can also
functionality per user. Okay. If I
yes,
am having three users in my profile and for one user I want to extend some permissions, so I will assign the permission set to that particular user. Okay.
okay.
So there are other things also on the admin part, like you can go through with the workflow and process builder difference, like how can we automate our business in Salesforce or okay. So there are a
Yes.
couple of things that can go. So I think we have touched on mostly everything. So yeah. So do you have any question apart from that, Ajay?
No, sir. Questions as some idea for me to do some good in this field, in this module or any.
Yeah. So see, so like if as you are very new, so trade is very best thing for you. So you can just keep on learning through Trailhead and just go through the latest updates and the highlights, whatever Salesforce release in their uh, releases. So yeah, so you can
Okay.
just go through with the Trailhead modules as of now because you are very new and just you can practice in your developer org. So
Okay.
hands-on is very necessary. Just not only read about it, just and you should have some like hands-on experience as well. So just do the developer modules, do some super badges, so you will have idea how things works. Okay. So yeah, so that will be great for you if you will go on these points. And so yeah, so that's good.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.